The Passover Zoo Seder by S. Daniel Gutman, illustrations by Philip Ratner. Notes to children past, present, and future. Many of us have been to seders that seem like zoos. Only the zoo animals are much better behaved. However, family, history, and religion keep us coming back to a place that is warm and familiar, be it ever-changing. Passover should be both fun and serious. This book belongs to the fun part. How to read this book. The Passover Zoo Seder is meant to be read aloud to children of all ages with your own animal ululations and other sound effects added as needed. When to read this book and to whom. Read it in the morning, at noon, or instead of a midnight snack. Read it to grandparents, children and grandchildren, parents, and selected strangers. Read it before, during, and after the Seder. Read it in the bathtub, while brushing your teeth, before going to sleep, as you pretend you are sleeping, at the same time as jumping on a pogo stick, prior to sliding into second base, instead of eating your vegetables, simultaneously to saying a bracha, subsequent to flying a kite, or as a good excuse for not doing your homework. But never, ever, never read the Passover Zoo Seder when visiting the zoo. You might disturb the animals. Anxious animals at the great zoo fussed and wondered whatever to do. With Passover near, queer sighs hit your ear. Their Haggadahs were worn through and through. Passover, matzah, maror. Fierce fire ants danced a hot dance. Fresh fruit flies tossed a ripe peach pies. Unhappy hawks howled hoarse screeched squawks. Normally mild, Connie Condor was sore, but Lion was wild and let out a maror. Lion decided, as king of the beasts, he was not going to miss the king of feasts. So he growled and he scratched, and soon he dispatched his pawed royal orders to the zoo's distant borders. If you fly, if you crawl, if you run or you swim, get up fast, flush your teeth, and rush right to him. The animals stormed through the bars and the cracks. Cages broke, roofs collapsed, nests fell down, and hives lost wax. They lined up around him from the chimp to the boar, and Lion applauded and let out a maror. You've all heard the news, he remarked with deep sorrow. We have no Haggadahs for Pesach tomorrow. We'll just have to rely, as he picked up his scent, on the world's greatest memory, Shy Elephant, who has always remembered a peanut he should, and has memorized almost the whole of Talmud. Shy is not shy. He has led many seders. He'll teach you a part. So line up, grab a pen, take a pad, and let's start. Like thunder, Shy rumbled to the top of the mound. The animals grumbled while they gathered around. Shy assigned them Seder parts. Some were short, some were long. Cousin Cockroach felt stomped on because he got not one song. Lola Llama was livid. Ian Iguana was green. Jealous Justin J. Jaguar begged to sing Song 16. And Engineer Norman the New said, "No, I've urgent, more important projects to do." Enough griping, stop complaining, cut out kvetching, roared Lion. Get to work, use your brains, practice hard, stop your crying. So they scattered like fleas in a breeze, if you please, and their hurricane shook all the leaves off the trees. To get clean for the Seder, a bath they all took. Doves and dust, moths and mud, rhinos rolled in gray gook. Then they came until couldn't fit no more, and Lion approved and let out a maror. Lost leopards leaped, linens, queasy stomachs and knots, till dogs sniffed their place cards, spotting leopards their spots. Pithy python, in greeting her friends, was no tease, no fake smooching the air, her sincere snakish squeeze. Antsy Anteater nibbled on some chocolates with his nose. His rash is shaped like Moses, from his allergies, I suppose. Brother Bear found a plump porcupine to lean on as a pillow. Me be burning bush, bawled battered bear. Now he's called Weeping Willow. The harrowset was chopped by squirmy worm with some dread. He once fell in a blender, almost losing his head. Carrot simmies with honey was brought by rude rabbits. They made such a big simmies, their worst of bad habits. Seder's beautiful spread was set up by stiff storks. Klutzy Centipede prayed he'd not drop 50 forks. Pharaoh proud peacocks paraded the abject slaves of new fashion. Whitefish were gefilte, snacks Looney Loons craved with passion. Marvelous marmoset Marvy murmured Mom's hadlik nair. She got too close to the candles, slightly singeing her hair. Wally Walrus whined whines kidoosh and wiped away wet tears. And this was odd because, you know, he hadn't cried in years. Laughing Harry Hyena with his son in his paw broke everyone up with haha lakma anya. So they started the Seder. Ma nishtana yelped young sheep. Halayla hazi, they could bleat in their sleep. Eager animals answered with voices so furious, each species had their own chants. Their praying was curious. Lolo Locust laser-focused on the Passover plot. It plagued him that in Egypt a hero he was not. Velvel Virus from Papyrus read the Mount Sea with a wheeze. So sorry, he said, sneezing. I've contracted a disease. Then the food was made ready. It looked and smelled nice. Safta Sail Sephardi, Lucky Yak, could eat only rice. The salt-watered eggs of the hens were divine. Most chickens were sad, but the foxes felt fine. Though the termites liked matzah, the taste was so good, their gourmets would have added a sprinkling of wood. The afikoman was stolen by Chief Bobby of a baboon tribe. They could end Passover's meal, just peel him a banana bribe. Bob surrendered it freely. The thief knew the score. He fretted, drops were sweated at Lion's maror. Birkat Hamazon was mooed by harmonizing cows. They refused to sit down till they had milked 9 long bows. Horsey and donkey whinnied all of Daenu Elunetan Bratananu. Thank you. Eliyahu Hatnavi, buzzed beaded BB. It had meow Yodea? Queried Carl the cool cat. It had ani Yodea, replied righteous Ron Rat. Dis up and up, tweet, Jose, chirped Perky Parakeet, and have a nice holiday. This Zoo Seder was famous. It made all the headlines. Starving animals, full now, but none stood in bread lines. Picky vultures made sure that the table was clean. They had big bones to pick, if you know what I mean. It was later than late. The crocodile's curfews were broken. Wary wasps worried. Sleepy skunks scurried. So few words were spoken. Pushed to hurrying home, hippos broke down his door, and the Seder concluded with lions. Maror.